Good morning, gang. Happy Monday. It's 11 o'clock in Las Vegas. This is Uncle Doug dropping some knowledge. First of all, we saw the Fed finally drop rates last week. And now we're starting to hear some rumblings that not only is inflation handled, but it might be too low. And that can lead to a recession if that stays up. Inflation, if it's too low, that means people have stopped buying, which is why they raised rates to begin with. And so that can become problematic, right? If you have too low demand, we go into a recession. So the Fed is always trying to walk this line. Rates have reacted to the 50 bip rate drop, 50 basis points, which is 0.5% that the Fed dropped last week. There was a quarter point probably baked into our rate sheets already, but the extra 25 bips did have rates kind of react, and now they've kind of rebounded a little bit. The Fed is signaling that there might be too little inflation. That might mean that they have to actually lower the cost of money by lowering rates further and quicker so people start spending money again. And this is that tenuous dance that they're doing. So in Las Vegas, let's dig right in and see what's going on here with the housing market. We're going to start here in Clark County. So in Clark County, the housing market, houses, meaning single-family homes, are still pretty solid. We're still in a seller's type market. Inventory has really not done anything, as I've been saying. But condos in Clark County are near equilibrium. We're getting really, really close. It's barely a seller's advantage here. And if you'll notice, inventory keeps coming up. This is good to get the market back in equilibrium, and this allows for sellers to get good deals from buyers to get good deals from motivated sellers. So if you don't care if you're in a single family home or a condo, this might be a time to actually look at condos. The first thing I'd suggest is get pre-approved and then underwritten. I always get my clients underwritten, which means you have a commitment to lend. It's better than a pre-approval. It's a much stronger stance when you're going in to negotiate. Once we get that, I will put you in touch with one of the best realtors I know, and you'll be well represented in making your move into buying a home or a condo. Las Vegas proper, again, we're seeing that the market is still pretty much a seller's market. There's more demand than there is supply, so sellers are in good position here. And if you look at inventory, and this is all brought to us from our friends at Chicago Title, if you look at the inventory here, it's still pretty low. We're seeing a slight hook here. Whether that'll continue through the winter remains to be seen, because when rates drop, inventory tends to tighten. Less people tend to sell because they can now afford their houses and refinance, pull cash out, what have you. So something to think about. Again, though, in Vegas proper, if you look at condos, we're getting pretty much to where there's about the right amount of condos on the market and there's the right amount of demand. So again, you might get a much better deal, so to speak, on a condo than you would on a single-family freestanding house. All right? If you look at inventory for the condos has definitely been coming up, as it has been in Clark County in general. And then if we go look at Henderson, Nevada, in Henderson, we're saying, there's a little less of a seller's market, but not, we're not in complete equilibrium, but it's not a crazy market yet either. And we probably won't see that. Median pricing seems to be dropping a bit. We can dig into more on that in a different video. And we're seeing a little bit of a hook, but will remain to see if that really continues throughout the rest of the year. This is where people tend to start putting on the brakes on moving around. They're going into the holidays. People don't want to move during the holidays. And so you're going to see we'll see what happens with the market here. You may not see much more listings until into the spring, but you never know. And then if we look at the condos are actually we're short on condos in Henderson apparently, because it is definitely a seller's market there, and we've seen some bump here, but not as dramatic as we saw in Las Vegas and in Clark County at large. So again, probably a good time to be looking at condos. Rates are definitely starting to move. If you're needing a loan to pull cash out of your property, and I'll be putting out a different video on this today, but with rates dropping, that means HELOC prices are dropping. or the cost, meaning the rate, and that might be a very good time for you to get into a HELOC, keep your low interest first, and retire a bunch of your consumer debt. And I do a lot of HELOCs, millions of dollars of them. I can go up to $500,000 out of whack. So if you've got a great first mortgage, like one of those COVID rates, and you don't want to touch it, but you've got some consumer debt, we can look at a HELOC and we'll do the analysis for you, because I'm not telling you that the HELOC is the best way to go. We actually have to do the analysis, look at your credit, look at your income, look at your liabilities, and then let's figure out the best structure for your liabilities. The great thing about a HELOC is it creates liquidity. It allows you to be liquid, so in the event, God forbid, you lose your job or some medical something happens, you can tap into that HELOC and you already have it there as a backup. So it's a great safety plan. I think everyone should pretty much have a HELOC on their property. Even if you pay it down to zero, but it stays there for 10 years, it's a good thing to have. Reach out to me. Again, this is Uncle Doug, dropping some knowledge. Here's all my contact information. I would also encourage that if you are around on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, the 25th at 6 p.m., get on this Zoom call. You can go to gohomeselect.com or homeselectchallenge.com. Right here, gohomeselect.com. And then go to the More section and click on the Zoom presentation sign up. And that will take you to the sign up for this presentation. It's about a first position HELOC. It's the most disruptive, powerful loan that your bank doesn't want you to know about. And it's a game changer for those who understand how money works, are sophisticated in their thought process about funds, are a little conservative in the nature they handle their funds, and want to get their mortgage knocked out as quickly as possible while still retaining all the liquidity they possibly can. It's just a better engineered mousetrap than a 30-year mortgage for sophisticated consumers. Reach out to me, and again, we'll talk you through that. And finally, here's my disclaimer. Thanks for watching. Please like and follow my channel so I can bring you more good stuff like this. You have yourselves a great day.